Ryan Malik was 22 when he first saw Zara Ahmed across the crowded university cafeteria in Karachi. She was arguing with a group of seniors about women's rights in corporate Pakistan, her voice sharp as a blade, her eyes burning with a fire that made the whole room pause. Ryan, a quiet computer science major who spent his nights coding apps no one ever used, felt something crack open inside his chest. He didn't believe in love at first sight, until that moment. He approached her later, pretending to need the Wi-Fi password. She laughed at his clumsy lie. "You're the guy who fixed the lab servers last week, right? The one who never talks." Within a week, they were inseparable. Late-night walks along Seaview, stolen kisses under the neon lights of Dolman Mall, dreams whispered over chai at roadside stalls. Ryan loved her with a fierceness that scared even him. He wrote her poems in code, little programs that bloomed digital roses when she typed his name. Zara called him her gentle giant, the only man who never tried to dim her ambition. Twist 1 came on their 6th-month anniversary. Ryan had saved every rupee to buy her a simple gold ring. That night, as he knelt in their favorite rooftop cafe, Zara's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, face paling. "It's my father," she whispered. "He wants me married off to some cousin in Dubai next year. He already accepted the proposal." Ryan's world tilted. She grabbed his hands. "I told him no. I told him I love you." They ran away that same night, metaphorically. They swore they would fight the world together. For 2 years, they built a secret life. Ryan dropped out of his final semester to work as a junior developer so he could afford their tiny apartment in Defense. Zara finished her MBA and landed a job at a multinational bank. They fought, they laughed, they made love like tomorrow might steal one of them. Ryan thought this was forever. The betrayal came on the night Ryan was supposed to propose, properly this time, with both families present. He had convinced Zara's reluctant mother and even bribed his own father to accept the interfamily marriage. The venue was booked, the ring, now upgraded to a diamond he could barely afford, burned in his pocket. Zara arrived late, beautiful in the red dress he loved. She kissed him once, softly, then pulled him aside. "Ryan, I can't do this." Her voice trembled, but her eyes were dry. "I've been seeing someone else, for 4 months. His name is Fahad. He's the regional head at the bank. He can give me the life I deserve. Dubai, London, no more hiding." The room spun. Ryan laughed first, thinking it was a cruel joke. Then she showed him the messages, photos, plane tickets. "I never stopped loving you," she said, "but love doesn't pay bills. You'll always be the boy who codes in a one-room flat. I need a man." Ryan stood there as the world collapsed. Their friends stared. His mother cried. He didn't shout. He simply placed the ring on the table and walked out into the Karachi night. The betrayal wasn't just the cheating, it was the calculation. She had waited until the exact moment when leaving would destroy him most completely. He didn't sleep for 3 days. He didn't eat. On the 4th night, he stood on the rooftop of their old building, bottle of cheap whiskey in hand, staring at the sea. One step forward, and it would all end. That was twist 2. A hand grabbed his collar and yanked him back. It was an old man, scarred face, crooked nose, wearing a faded Pakistan Army jacket. "Kid, if you're gonna die, at least die in the ring like a man, not like a coward on concrete." The stranger's name was Colonel Hyder, retired Muay Thai champion turned underground fight trainer. He had been watching Ryan for weeks. Something about the way the boy carried pain like a second skin reminded him of his own dead son. Ryan laughed in the colonel's face. "I'm a coder, Okal. I break keyboards, not bones." Colonel Hyder dragged him to a warehouse gym in Liari the next morning. "Pain is pain," the old man growled. "You either let it kill you or you weaponize it." The first month was hell. Ryan puked after every session. His ribs cracked in sparring. He lost his job because he could barely walk. But every night he saw Zara's face in the heavy bag. Every punch was for the boy she had thrown away. Twist 3 arrived in month 3. During a brutal spar, Ryan's opponent, a local enforcer twice his size, slipped and whispered, "Fahad sends his regards." The man had been paid to break Ryan's spirit. Instead, something inside Ryan snapped awake. He ended the fight in 37 seconds with a knee that shattered the enforcer's jaw. The colonel's eyes widened. "You're not just angry, Beta. You're a natural." Word spread through the Karachi underground circuit. The ghost coder, they called him. Silent, lethal, eyes dead. He fought 5 nights a week, won every single bout. The money started coming in. He moved out of the tiny flat and into a small house in Clifton. But the sadness never left. It just turned into fuel. 6 months after the betrayal, Ryan entered the National MMA Championship as an amateur. Twist 4, Zara was in the audience, sitting beside Fahad. She had come to watch her new man sponsor the event. When Ryan stepped into the cage, their eyes met. For the first time since that night, he smiled, a cold, empty smile that promised nothing. He destroyed every opponent. In the final, against the reigning champion, he was down on points with 1 minute left. The champion taunted him. "Your girlfriend told me you cry like a girl." Ryan answered with an elbow that knocked the man unconscious. The crowd erupted. Cameras flashed. Ryan stood on the podium, national champion, prize money heavy in his pocket, and looked straight at Zara. She was crying. He didn't feel triumph, only emptiness. 2 years passed like lightning. Ryan trained in Thailand, Brazil, Las Vegas. He became the Reaper, undefeated in 23 professional fights. Sponsors lined up. Netflix made a documentary. He bought his mother a house in Baria town and paid off every family debt. But he never smiled in victory photos. The world saw a machine. Only Colonel Hyder knew the boy inside was still bleeding. Twist 5 came in Dubai. Ryan was fighting for the Asian title. His opponent? Fahad's younger brother, a cocky striker backed by millions. Before the fight, Zara appeared in Ryan's locker room, alone. She looked thinner, eyes haunted. "Fahad left me," she whispered. "He took everything. I have nowhere to go. I was wrong, Ryan. I never stopped loving you." He stared at her for a long moment. Then he laughed, the same hollow sound he had made the night she left. "You didn't come from me. You came because you lost your safety net." He walked past her without another word. That night, he knocked out Fahad's brother in the first round and dedicated the win to every man who was ever used and thrown away. The Asian title was his, then the World Championship in Las Vegas. Twist 6, during training camp, doctors found a stress fracture in his spine. One more hard hit and he could be paralyzed. Colonel Hyder begged him to withdraw. Ryan fought anyway. In the final, against the Russian monster Ivan the Bear Kuznetsov, he took a beating for 4 rounds. Blood poured from a cut above his eye. The commentators called it suicide. In the 5th round, Ryan remembered Zara's last words on the rooftop years ago. "You'll always be the boy who codes in a one-room flat." He roared and unleashed a spinning heel kick that no one had ever seen him throw. The bear went down. The arena exploded. Ryan Malik was the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. He stood on the highest podium the sport had ever seen, belt over his shoulder, world watching, and felt nothing. The sadness had finally burnt itself out. All that remained was quiet. 3 months later, back in Karachi, Ryan was packing for a charity fight in London when the doorbell rang. Zara stood there in the rain, soaked, no makeup, holding a small suitcase. She looked like the girl he had fallen in love with in the university cafeteria, except older, broken. "I'm dying, Ryan," she said quietly. "Cancer. 6 months, maybe less. The doctors in Dubai said there's an experimental treatment in Germany. I don't have the money. I have no one else. I know I don't deserve anything from you, but please." For the first time in years, Ryan felt something stir. Not love, not hate, just the echo of the boy he used to be. He stepped aside and let her in. He made her chai exactly the way she liked it. He listened as she cried and apologized for every lie, every cruel word, every time she had chosen money over him. Then he did what no one expected. He wrote her a check for the full amount, enough for treatment, travel, and a year of living expenses. He placed it in her hand and closed her fingers around it. "This is not forgiveness," he said, voice calm. "This is because no one should die alone and broke, not even you." Zara looked up, hope flickering in her eyes. "Does this mean—" Ryan shook his head. "I don't love you anymore, Zara. I don't even hate you. You're just a chapter I closed a long time ago." He picked up his gym bag. "I have a flight to catch. Lock the door when you leave." He walked out into the Karachi night without looking back. No dramatic speech,